Hi, my name is Grace Enochs. My email is gaenochs@gmail.com, and I will be doing 2 monologues, one from Lacey's Last Chance by Gabriel Davis, and the other from Eleemosynary by Lee Blessing. My father was a wonderful man who used to wait on me hand and foot when I was a child. My mother used to jokingly call him the slave. I expected when I grew up to find a husband as loving and selfless as he was. Instead, I found Frank. I would always give Frank 30-minute back rubs every night, which he always asked for. He would never give me back rubs unless I begged, and then only for 30 seconds. One time, I broke both my arms, and they were put into casts. Despite this, I continued with Frank's back rubs. Eventually, the doctor told me that if I continued to keep using the muscles in my arms that way, that I would develop permanent, unbearable shooting pains in them. When I told Frank what the doctor said, he told me that I was being dramatic, and I was lazy and didn't care about how his back felt. One time, shortly after that, after a long time rubbing his back, my own was sore. So I told him my turn, and I expect half an hour because I always give you half an hour. And Frank said, "I thought you rubbed my back because you loved me, not because you expected anything from me." And I told him, "I do love you, but I expect something because I give so much." And Frank told me that I was being selfish and that I should try to be a truly selfless person. So I tried for a little bit, but eventually the pain on my arms got to be so bad that I figured it would just be easier to kill Frank than keep trying to be selfless. And I know I should have just left or something, but the apartment was so nice, and why should I be the one to leave when I'm the one who found it in the first place? And even after that, I'm sure there was some other option, but I couldn't think of any at the time, so killing him was the best option. I think the real problem between me and Frank was my inability to be assertive. After all, if I had just asserted my rights to my back rubs and my arms and the apartment, which I found, then maybe Frank would have listened and I wouldn't have felt that killing him was the best option. I think I struggle between being too passive and too aggressive when I really need to find something in the middle. Uncle Bill hardly remembers you. You know that? I asked him what you were like as a little girl, and he couldn't even say. He remembers Grandma even less. He didn't have one interesting thing to say about her, about Grandma. And they don't even have a picture of her, not even in their minds. To them, she's just some woman who lived a big, embarrassing life. They all think they've saved me just in time. Not just from Grandma, from you too. So I started to wonder if they weren't right. After all, what were the two of you ever to me besides a good education? You especially. What were you ever to me besides a voice on the phone now and then? And so I looked around this new room where I was staying, and it was real nice and blank. The way something is before you put any time into it. And I thought I could create a whole world. I could invent a whole new me. I could be Barbara if I wanted, not Echo. I could fit in. I don't mean I'd become like Whitney and Beth. I'm not that crazy. But I could become like Robinson Crusoe and adapt myself to a strange and harsh environment. I could live in a kind of desert. I could even flourish if I wanted. I could live without the one thing that I truly wanted. But I kept hearing your voice. That voice on the other end of the phone, hiding behind spelling words, making excuses, or sometimes so energetic, so wishing. I don't even remember what you said, just the sound of it, just a sound that said, "I love you and I failed you." I hate that sound, and I will never accept it. Because no one failed me. No one ever failed me. Not Grandma and not you. I am a prize among women. I am your daughter. And that is who I choose to be. someone who loves you, someone who can make you love them nearly all the time. So I'm going to stay with you. I'm going to tend to you. I'm going to cultivate you. I'm going to prepare you for me. Thank you.